6, I have to use long division to complete this problem because the leading coefficient is not a 1. So how do I do this? What they're asking us to do, just so you have an idea, set this equal to 1, subtract 1, divide by 3. They're asking us, is negative 1/3, is negative 1/3 an x-intercept to this polynomial? Well, let's first check the answer in a calculator just so we know. So let's do second plus 712. Go up to y equals, I'm typing in 3x to the third minus 5x squared plus 10x minus 3. Without the math on the paper, you'll get no credit. So you have to show it on paper. This is a way for you to shortcut just to see is your answer right, okay? So we're going to graph here. And I want to know, is negative 1/3 an x-intercept? If it's a factor, you can set it equal to 0 and solve, and that answer, in this case of negative 1/3, would be the x-intercept for this factor. So let's check. Go second trace value, and I'm going to type in negative 1 divided by 3. If y equals 0, then the answer is yes, it's a factor. Since y does not equal 0, it appears to me like this is going to be a no. How many of you, when you graph this, have the same graph that I have, just so I can see? Okay. All right, so here we go. You ready? Let's start with at 3x plus 1 out front. And inside we have 3x to the third. Okay, we're not missing anything. X squared. We have an x, not missing anything, and a negative 3. If you're like me, I am not naturally neat, and so I really need to focus about keeping everything in the correct columns for long division. 3x times what quantity is 3x cubed? X squared. Okay, we're going to multiply positive x squared and 3x to the third. Then I'm going to change the sign in the second row, and I'm going to combine downward. Okay, underline and underline. 3x times what quantity is negative 6x squared? Okay, you can't just say 2x, so you're close. Okay, put it in the right column, negative 2x. You have to include the symbol. I'm going to multiply and multiply and change the sign and combine downward. Three x times what is 12x? 3x times 4. Is it a positive or a negative 4? Okay. Multiply, multiply, change signs, and add downward. Is x plus 1 a factor of this function? The answer is no. And how do you justify it? Because the remainder is not 0. How do you justify your answer? You showed your work, and now you're going to write the remainder is not 0. Can somebody, or can all of you right now raise your hand at 1 through 5, your level of understanding? We're going to keep doing 2 more. Okay, let's go right now to number 7. Okay, I'm a visual person. If I'm going to learn something, I kind of visually want to see what's happening. So let's take 4x plus 3. Let's set it equal to 0, and let's solve for x. When this question says, is 4x plus 3 a factor of this equation, what they're really asking you is, does this equation have an x-intercept of negative 3/4? So again, I think it's easier to know ahead of time and kind of cheat. So let's start again. Go up to y equals 12x to the third minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18. I would like to clarify something. If you're taking a multiple choice test on an ACT, on AZ Merit, or on your district final exam, and you get a problem like this, do you have to show work? It's multiple choice. You grab your calculator, you find out the answer, and you're done. Okay? All right, so we're going to graph this. We want to know, is negative 3/4 an answer? It appears like it may be, but we have to check. So we're going to go second, trace, value. I'm going to type in a negative 3/4 and press enter. When I press enter, I want a y value of 0. Hey, it is. It works. So I know this final answer should be yes. If I don't get an answer of yes, which means the remainder is 0, I did something mathematically wrong. So let's start with 4x plus 3. (4x) times what is 12x cubed? 3x squared. Find the right column. Multiply. Multiply. Change the signs and combine. Four x times what is a negative 20x squared? Right, if you just put 5x, it's wrong. It has to be a negative 5x. I'm going to multiply and multiply. Change the signs and combine. Four x times what is 24x? Plus 6, multiply, multiply, change signs, and combine. So is 4x plus 3 a factor of this? The answer is yes. How do you justify your answer? Because the remainder is 0.